A faint light shines down upon me, and I feel like I'm facing up. I believe this to be my first memory, but it's so faint I'm not even sure if it's real or just made up. I seem to associate this memory with baby black chickens surrounding me, but maybe that's just the picture I've painted in my head. I could be mistaking it with the picture in my living room. A tiny me with miniature overalls and rosy cheeks, looking down at some mysterious creatures. I was so innocent then. I knew nothing of the world and what was in it. I probably didn't even have a conscience. Yet I was still happy with my life. It makes me wonder sometimes. Do we even need a conscience to survive? You know what this statement says about me? I overthink things. This tendency to overthink things has led to a lot of self-reflection. I think I've grown a lot over the past several years. I remember I used to be somewhat of a brat when I was younger. I vaguely recall thinking that because I was 8, I was big and strong and didn't have to listen to my parents anymore. But I wouldn't change a thing about what happened, because those mistakes helped me grow into who I am today. I still have a lot of things to iron out. The biggest is probably procrastination. But something I seem to forget is that I'm still growing up. I don't have it all figured out, but that isn't an excuse for doing nothing. You want a good example of procrastination? Picture me at my desk, playing with some toy gun while staring at my computer. Picture me calculating how much free time I would have today instead of just doing the work. Where's Chase? My family would ask. And then they stubbornly find me looking up random facts to escape assignments that are due tomorrow. If I told you how many times I've had to stay up late to finish an assignment, you would be baffled. Well, all of you except for my parents. The good news is that there are some personal interests I can easily focus on, like plants, animals, and other items that would fit into this category. I've always been interested by the natural world. It just seems too big to ignore. Most of my interest stems from ecosystem YouTubers. Seeing them make all these tanks filled with life inspired me to try something new, which led me to tank building. I started with some unsuccessful terrariums. I don't know exactly how everything died off, but I learned that I would have to do more research before diving into something head-on. My first real success was with an aquarium that I started about 2 months ago. It was initially made for shrimp, not the kind you eat. It was for tiny, colorful little freshwater shrimp that would flash around the tank and be fun to look at. In retrospect, I probably should have saved the tank for the shrimp instead of putting fish in after it cycled. Even after all the obstacles in the tank making process and the stress that came with it, I still want to make another one because all the information and mistakes that accumulated with making that tank will help me make the next one better than the last. Sadly, my parents don't want me to have another $300 project that stars many creepy crawlies that couldn't even hurt them if they tried. But one day I will break you, Mom, and the house will be my jungle. But sometimes I don't like how my brain works. I can't focus enough, grasp concepts, or remember important information. Sometimes it feels like learning these things won't even matter because I'm just going to forget them anyway. This may be a byproduct of ADHD, but I'm not blaming that anymore. Things are just starting to feel impossible now. Have you ever read those books where the protagonist is super talented and unbelievably smart? I know it's irrational, but I can't help but ask, why can't I do that? What is stopping me from becoming like them? I begin to dwell so much on this idea of being like them that I forget about my individuality. There are things to learn from these impossible protagonists, but it's unrealistic to compare myself to them, right? Recently, I've become aware of a pattern in my life. Wake up, go to school, go home, sleep, repeat. I want to break the cycle, to find meaning in my life, but I don't know how. I have so much time, yet so little time to make my mark on the world. Can I remember enough facts about biology to create a career for myself? Will I have the willpower to do all the things I want to do, or is that just a fantasy? Will I be remembered? My main goal in life is seemingly to be remembered, to make an impact. But now I question if that even matters. But I won't give up. I will improve myself and enjoy my life. Even with all that I said about the passing of time, I'm still young. So even if I'm just a blip in a massive universe, I won't dwell on it. You know why? Because if the universe is infinite, then in turn, there would be an infinite amount of habitable planets to live on. So I had to be born eventually. And with that in mind, I want to give thanks to my parents. Because without you, this version of Chase wouldn't be up here presenting this speech to you. So I owe you my life. Don't hold it against me.